guys, what we're doing today is going to be taking apart a perfectly good running truck. This is my 95, it's only got 88,000 miles on it. This has been my baby for a long time, but we don't screw around with it near as much as we used to. It happens to have a really fancy camshaft in the injection pump. It's got one of Hamilton's 275 cams in it that I can't get my hands on anymore. It's a very quick injection rate. This truck has loved it. It runs awesome. We make around 800 horse with only about 425 cc's of fuel in this truck. However, what's fixing to happen is we're going to take this thing apart, put a 903 cam in it, a brand new 903 cam in it, and we're going to put this camshaft, the 275, in the 13 mil. The race truck's injection pump is a mystery pump. It's been bitched. I bought it used. We bitched it, fixed the governor on it. But I have no idea what kind of parts are actually in it, what cams in it, this, that, and the other. So decided to take this apart, take the fancy cam out. We'll put the quick rate stock cam in it. We'll go from 425 probably to around 500 cc's of fuel to make up a little bit of the difference there, keep the horsepower really similar to where it is. And make Barney that much spicier. So what this video is going to be today is certainly a time lapse, but I'm going to try to rip this injection pump out kind of quick as we can, show you guys it doesn't take too much to pull the pump out, show you kind of what tools we're going to need here. Got them laid out here. It ain't a lot, you know, a couple of wrenches, you got to take your charge pipe off, your injection lines off, zip tool, and your tool to pop your front gear off. But doesn't take too long, so we'll video this and see if I can edit a time lapse in and actually make a decent video out of this, because I have never tried to do something like this. So 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and we're going to get into it, see what we can get into. I really like these bank intakes, but they make it a real big pain in the butt to access your AFC down here. And the back two bolts with the cowl are kind of a pain. I really like them. I've ran them for years, but they are bulky pieces. It's -1 outside. My step stool I just brought in, it was -1. My feet are sticking to it. Take the oil fill cap loose, 16. I didn't figure that it was going to come off like that. And like every project, you never have enough tools out. I need to get a swivel, so we're going to have to pause the video and I'll stitch another one in here. Hey ho, I'm back. Had to get a swivel. I'm really hard on 3/8 swivels, but that should allow us to get the last nut stay on the bottom of that pump. So these are kind of tricky to get. I like using a pencil magnet as well. So as you fish this whole thing down in here, it's going to get droopy, but you can grab that with a magnet and you can get it to go where you need it to go. So pencil magnets are your friends here. I've had good luck with them. It's still frustrating, but you can get it. So here we go. Back on the pencil magnet. right there. So now all we got left to do is knock the pump nut loose, which is 1 3/16 inches. Put those at about 160 foot-pounds, so just whack this thing. Get that to turn. Again, I like using a pencil magnet right here. Once you get the nut off, just so you don't lose the so you don't lose the washer underneath it. Makes it easier to get off. Feel a little better about everything having the magnet in there. Make sure you drop that down the engine. Don't do that. Gear pop. That's all loose. Now we get a wrestle pump out. 10mm out somewhere, hopefully close. Now let the bracket on. Throttle bracket's got to come off, boys and girls. RPU might come down. That will make it way more palatable to get out of here. And voila, the P7100 is removed. I'll look at all the timestamps on this, but the whole thing here, I bet you was less than 30 minutes. I had to get my tools. We've done this a lot, so if this isn't our first one coming out. If this is your first one ever, plan on 2 hours or so. But you can get these dudes out pretty quick. So I'll get this thing laid out on the table. We'll do another little video here at the end of it to talk about which tools you need, kind of the order of doing it, and then we'll get this all wrapped up. All right, so again, these aren't very hard to get out. They're daunting if you've never done one before. But the steps on getting this thing out is get your charge pipe loose. All right, just top and bottom. Normally those are 7/16 or 11mm, and then get your intake off this thing. Mine's a dual plane, makes it a little bit more of a pain. Most everybody's just gonna have a 4-bolt. Get that off there, roll that out of the way, roll your grid heater stuff out of the way. You'll have then, I didn't tear the injection lines off. They're 19mm. The back ones are a little bit more tricky, and if you get compounds over here, take your time, don't bend a line, don't get mad. But it's 19mm, get these off, and then you'll have a couple of hold down bolts in this thing for the line set. After that, you're going to have 3 bolts holding your throttle linkage and throttle valve assembly, your throttle cable valve assembly right there with your TPS on the side of the injection pump. Those are 10mm bolts. Just unbolt those and lay those to the side. You saw me struggle at the very end. I forgot the 10mm nut on the back of the throttle linkage that goes right here. Make sure that you get that thing removed. Obviously you can pull it out like I did, but that is not the way to do it. You've got 2 10mm studs that sit down on the side of the injection pump here. You've got a 9/16 fitting for your oil feed line, and then you have 4 injection pump bolts that hold nuts that hold the injection pump on. These are 15mm. The 2 on the driver's side are easy to get. These 2 are kind of woolly boogers. This bottom one is, when you pull in with your extension, it's easiest to go behind this fitting right here to get at an angle like this. We took this one off at a really steep angle. You end up touching the fitting and you're hard on your tools. You've got a pump nut in the front. You've got to take your front oil fill off. That's a 16mm bolt. You've got your pump nut in the front here that you take off, which is 1 3/16. You'll need a puller tool to yank that dude off. Getting ready to leak a little bit of oil on this dude. It's cold out, so we're not leaking bad, but darn. But you knock the gear loose. Once the gear comes loose, oftentimes you got to have a little pry stick or something right here in the front to wiggle that off. This pump has been off the truck several times, and the truck's pretty fresh, but it's only got 88,000 original miles on it. This is kind of heavy. I don't know. I'd probably call that 30 to 40 pounds. So when you're leaned over the truck, it is a little bit of a chore to get up out of there. You'll have to take off your oil or your feed lines as well for your diesel fuel, your fuel lines. This pump is dual fed, so I've got one in the front and one on the side. Most people are just going to come in on the side. Hopefully that was relatively entertaining. One, I kind of doubt it, but it makes the task less daunting the first time guys yanking injection pumps. This is not the hardest thing in the world to do. Don't be scared to do it. When we go back together with this, as far as timing, I didn't pin time this engine right here. I'm gonna pin time it after I shut this video off, because now I can reach the pin right here on the side of the timing cover a lot easier. I will rotate the engine over, time the pump, or time the engine. Obviously the pump's not on it. This pump is, we time this one at 20 degrees. So this truck runs at 20, so the pin timing on this, when we get it done, will be 20. I'll have the pump timed, I'll have the engine timed, we'll put it all together, make sure that I didn't twist the pump out of kilter, and we'll bolt it all together, and poof, we'll be at 20 degrees. So don't get overworked up about timing. Timing's not that big of a deal, just know what your pump's set at, preset your engine when you get it all apart, pin time your engine at the back of the timing cover, ready rock and roll. So pretty easy. Hopefully get this cam out of here, get that thing swapped over in the next week or so.